Cities around the U.S. are passing laws to reduce single-use waste.
Yes.
And it's about damn time.
Motion pass.
New laws are coming into effect that will help to curtail the kinds of things that are used only once and then thrown away. You've probably already heard of California's plastic bag ban or Seattle's plastic straw ban. There is so much more that's happening. Take the city of Berkeley, for example. They've just recently passed a plastic foodware reduction ordinance. It's designed to halt the crazy amount of single-use disposables that are handed out at restaurants. Now everything must be served with foodware that is reusable and washable if you're dining in. How civilized. This is a big deal. According to the EPA, packaging makes up about 30% of what's in landfills in the US, and 70% of the plastics in our oceans is food and beverage packaging. And as you know, plastics can last in the environment for centuries. Yuck. And I'm sure you're wondering why most of these plastics aren't getting recycled. Well, it's not so simple.
The bathtub is overflowing. Let's just keep mopping.
This is Martin. He runs a nonprofit recycling center.
When the American Chemistry Council began pressuring cities to collect all plastics, takeout foodware was a significant portion of this plastic.
Recyclers quickly became overwhelmed with the influx of complicated multi-material food packaging. Not all plastics can be recycled in the same way, so the materials have to be separated.
The plastics industry has spent a lot of money convincing Americans that everything plastic is recyclable. And while that may be true in the laboratory, it's certainly not true in the recycling industry. If it doesn't have a market and it can't really be made into something new, or it costs too much to sort, it's not going to get recycled.
Notice these numbers in between the chasing arrows in your plastic bottles? This will indicate the type of plastic resin used. Number 1 and number 2 plastic bottles have a consistent industry for recycling in the US, and there's some market for number 5, but the rest don't. Most of these plastic resins don't get recycled in the United States at all. And until recently, much of it had been shipped off to Asia, places like Indonesia and China.
In 2014, China implemented a new round of regulations called the Green Fence and stopped buying our plastic.
Cities that once profited from selling plastics to China are now having to manage it locally, and it's filling up our landfills. Or worse, it's getting burned in incinerators, contaminating local communities.
There is no way to recycle our way out of this problem.
And that's why cities like Berkeley have focused on reducing single-use food packaging and promoting reusables instead. The provisions of the Berkeley Ordinance were massaged into place with helpful feedback from businesses, citizens, scientists, and woke policy groups, like Upstream. Our very own policy superstar, Miriam Gordon, actually co-authored the bill and is now working to bring similar actions to neighboring communities in the Bay Area. This is the change we want to see. If you'd like to learn more about how to engage your community on reducing single-use waste, or how to pilot programs for switching to reusables in your business, you should check out upstreamsolutions.org and get in touch with us on our social channels. The links are in the description below. Hit the subscribe button so you're in the loop for our next episode. Thanks for watching.